Hi guys, very good morning.
Yeah, Ashish, good morning.
Morning. We'll start in 2-3 minutes then. Let people join. Good morning, guys.
Sir.
Good morning. Yeah.
Actually,
Good morning,
more,
Ashish.
sir. One thing, the notes you have shared yesterday, that we can't able to open it, sir. Actually, in the format is not in the Python format or Google Colab.
It is IPython notebook, right?
Yes, sir. When we try to open the file, it shows a file format not supported, like the message it shows, sir.
So that you need to open in Google Colab or Jupyter Notebook. You won't be able to double click and it will not open for you. You have to upload that file in Google Colab or in your Jupyter Notebook. Then only you'll be able to see that. That is the IDE file. Okay, I'll show you. Okay, I'll show you how to do that.
Okay, sir.
Just give me 2-3 minutes. Let me join through my system also, so that I'll share my screen. Okay. Show you. So those files are, not like will double click and it will open. I'll show you. This is 3.1 session 3.1.
And one more doubt, sir. You have uploaded the daily notes now, that it will be automatically get into my drive folder, or where it will be located, sir?
I'll show you right now. Just 1 minute then. You guys can see my screen.
Not it. Yes, sir.
Okay, let me show you. What is this? This one, right? So this is your. Let me make myself post first. Just a minute. Okay. Now, if you see here, yours is morning. Yes, so this is your Google Drive, right? From here, date wise, session wise, the folders are uploaded. And if you go like yesterday's session, double click inside it, you'll be able to see this notes, right?
Okay.
And this is the first note for yesterday. 3_4 is the second note. 3_5 is the third note for yesterday. So what you need to do, you can download this IPython notebook file and come to Colab. Here there is a file option, right? Here you need to upload that file that you got downloaded. Then only this type of like code and writing will be visible.
Okay, sir. Okay, but one more option, that last time actually we first they put me in the evening section. That mentor what do is they create the same DSM-4 like the batch file, and that we can that link directly shared through that file, sir. We can easily able to open the file. It will be more easy to access the notes, sir. If possible, please give it like that, sir.
I didn't get that part. Like what he did.
Actually, you post the notes, not daily notes. In file, you have daily notes. That notes, it's in the link format. when we
Okay.
try to click the link, we can easily get the notes what we have seen today, or daily notes that like that.
Is that IPython notebook, or how is it? The notes he shared with you, is that IPython notebook?
That link only is there in the folder, sir. But I don't know the collab. She's also teaching in collab. That notes is shared via link.
Okay, so see, that's like different methods to showcase. So I'm not able to get what you mean by like he's able. Maybe some cloud storage he's having, uploading and he directly giving to you. But the case is, it is not possible to. Is it possible to open the Excel file and CLB file from that link also? Because in my notes, there are some times where you have to upload the CSV file and Excel file. So those files also you need to upload along with this IPython notebook, or else
Okay,
you
sir.
won't be able to.
Okay. Now I'm clear, sir. Thank you.
Okay.
Yeah.
So
Others, I have
yeah.
I have concern, like, will you please share this drive link, because I have joined yesterday, so I didn't get that first 2 days of notes and anything.
No worries. It is there in the Google Drive link. It is there. Let me say, just a minute. 2, 1.
Also, we can get the same link in the Zen portal also. They have mentioned that Zen portal link also in that Zen portal.
Okay, because the Zen portal link is not working for me. I reached out to them. That's why.
Okay, now you got it.
Yeah, I got it, Ajay. Thank you.
Great. Okay, so we are also good to start then for today's coding then. Okay, so guys, this one is bit important because this is not just for Python. This concept is there for every object-oriented programming language. Okay, class and object. So we'll start with class and object for today. I will assume that you guys have doesn't have any exposure at all. I'll try to explain you in a layman term here from the scratch, because I won't go deep also technical thing, but yeah, overall you will get an idea what is a class and what is an object. Because in Python, in our coding, whatever we are going to see, all the modules and what is the libraries that you are importing, everything is a object. Everything is a combination of class and objects. And it was pre-written by the experts in the Python community that we are borrowing those codes from them by importing the libraries. Okay, and these are the concepts called class and object. So you will be also able to create a library and publish it online so that people can start using it. You will also be able to do that. That's why it is called a open source community, and everyone can write code and you can use those codes in your code as well. Yes, so let's try to understand what is a class. So first of all, class is kind of a skeleton structure of something. Try to understand like that. Right? Class is the skeleton structure, like the base structure, or you can say blueprint. It is just the structure which will give you an idea what are the behavior, instance, or you can say property, a class is having, so that you will create the class. And once this skeleton and blueprint is created, from this you can create the objects. Or you can think like this: if it is a skeleton, then you can create a main and omen from the skeleton, and the main and omen are will be the objects of this class, right? So this is the intuitive explanation you can give about class. It's a blueprint, and from this blueprint you are going to create different objects. Okay, I hope this is making sense. Now let's try to understand with example. So first of all, let's try to understand the syntax here. When you define any class, you have to write like this: class. And as I said, we have some predefined word, right? Predefined word that is already there in Python, which you can't use for any other purposes, right? Can you recollect in our first session we discussed about this? What are the predefined words and terms,
Yes.
right? So from there, this class is there. So whenever you create any class, you have to write class. Okay, that much simple in Python it is. Just class, then the name of the class that you want to give. Class, then suppose I want to create a class name called dog. Okay, so class dog. So now this is what I'm creating, a dog class. Now inside that, the syntax would be you have to give this semicolon as in for loop, and if you are giving, right, in semicolon, then after few spaces or indentation, you have to write something. Now here if you see, these three parts are three functions, or you can say three attributes inside the class. Okay, what are the attribute? This is one attribute. Okay, I'll tell you what this is. This is one attribute where this is called bark, like a function you are defining on your own, that is called bark, and eat. Okay, this is the function inside our blueprint. Now this is my skeleton. I'll come one by one what these things are. Okay, so this is my skeleton now. Now using this skeleton, I can create, this is dog skeleton. Okay, try to understand, like this is a dog skeleton, and from this dog skeleton you are going to create different breeds of dogs. Okay, and using these properties, okay, name and age and color. So when I say this function, this is actually called a constructor. Using this you are going to construct the dog class, and using this also you are going to create dog object. That means different kind of dog breeds. Okay, so that constructor need to be written like this. This is predefined, you can't change it. Double underscore init, then double underscore. Okay, the constructor should be same every time you define any class. Okay, and why it is so? Because this constructor will contain the properties. Okay, properties of the class. What are the properties here? Name, age, and color. So when I am defining a skeleton of a dog, I have to give a name of that dog, I have to give the age of that dog, I have to give a color of that dog, right? So these are called the class properties, and usually in classes the constructor holds this information. Okay, so whenever you define any kind of class, you have to define the constructor like this, then give the properties. Now what is self here? So self, as of now, for self, I'll tell you what a self is. You can understand like this. This is the thread which will help you to contain the information. When I say contain the information, suppose I'm going to create a new breed from this dog class, then I'm going to give a name of that dog and age and color. So this self will be the thread using which you will save the name of the dog that you are creating, or the object that you are creating. And how is that possible? Self dot name. So this self dot name equal to name. That means whatever name you are going to give, this name is going to save inside what? This self dot name. Whatever age you are going to give for that dog that you are creating, this is going to be stored inside self dot age. Whatever color you are going to give, this is going to be saved inside self dot color. Okay, so this is the first constructor in your class which will contain all the basic, okay, parameter in your whole class. Now once this is done, this is mandatory. Okay, you need to define the properties of the class here. Okay, once this is done, then you can write as many as functions as per your requirement. Those are called function attributes. So these are the attributes of this class, that the dog will bark, the dog will eat. If you want to create another attribute, then you can also create, that is called dog will jump. Okay, something like that, for example. Any query till now for a class and the coding that you have written here?
Sir, and the
So
self
that-
dot name that you are explaining now, can you explain it once again?
Yeah. So self dot name, you can think this as a container, okay, which will, whenever you are going to create a dog breed, suppose I want to create a dog, German Shepherd from this class, then I have to give a name, that is name is German Shepherd. Then when I say dog's name is German Shepherd, I have to save that German Shepherd name here, self dot name equal to German Shepherd.
Okay,
that
okay.
means-
When we create another functions or something through this class, we have to give the name through this self
Correct.
dot what the attributes is there. That attribute equal to the what we created equal to that name, right?
Correct. So
Okay.
See, this is not attribute. This is the properties of this class. So the class is having a
So
property.
what is one question here? So why are you using that self?
Sorry, why I am using self?
Yes.
Yeah. So this is the syntax when you define the class, like how we written class dog. Then before initiating any function, then we write def, right? Same thing. So when you define
No,
any,
actually you are giving an argument as a self.
correct.
You are giving a self, name, age, color. 4 arguments you have given, and you can directly use name, age, color, right?
Correct. So
Then why are you using self?
So see, you can consider these 3 as the arguments, okay?
Okay.
But this self will be the syntax you need to keep in mind while you trying to construct or you try to create a class. Self. I'm not passing this as an argument. You need not to give any value for this. This is just a thread using which you are going to save the properties name.
So is that the self is the object for this class or what? Like through this object we can.
No, this is not the object.
Okay.
This is just a syntax you need to write whenever you define a class. That's all. Self. And this is not a separate thing. You need not
So
to
what is the actual syntax? Would you be able to the class syntax? Can you show it in Google? Then it'll be so easy to get it.
class syntax. What is that? What does that mean? Class. Okay.
Yeah, class
Like a
syntax.
same.
Like they will give some examples and all those, right?
Okay. Sure. Class syntax in Python, right? This is what you are talking about.
Yeah, like.
So we will take the image. So can you see something here in the second image? I think the first image is very small.
Yeah.
Okay.
So self is the predefined word.
Correct. So you have to write that every time you define a class.
No, is it mandatory to use that one self? Otherwise, okay, we can use any word.
No. You can't use any word. If you use self only, then only till you will be able to create the class. You can't use any word.
Okay, so self is a predefined word for that class creation. That's what you're saying, right?
Correct.
Okay.
To give you more clarity, hold on. If you what you can search, what is self inside Python class? Okay, I think this will clarify a bit more, right? Sorry, Python. Okay, Python class. So self used to represent the instance of the class. Okay, with the keyword you can access the attributes and methods of the class in Python. Okay, I'm not sure what is this institute. Okay, this is some educational institute. So it binds the attributes with the given arguments. The reason why we use self is that Python doesn't use @ syntax to refer the instant attributes. So this is, as I said to you, this is kind of a connecting thread for this name, age, and color to be saved inside your class instance. So when this say instance, I'll tell you the instance means you are going to create object out of it. Okay, that means the German Shepherd, then other breeds of dogs. Those are the instances, but this is the blueprint. And this self is going to help you to connect, to store this instance information. What kind of, what is the name of the dog? What is the color of the dog? What is the age of the dog? So this is not a separate word or anything that you can change here. This is, you have to write here, so that using this, you will store the properties information and also create the instances or objects. Clear? Or still any confusion here?
And
Yeah.
that init you give now, that we always give like this only, or init simply
Like,
init
like this only in it.
Okay.
So this is actually, this is a constructor which is predefined, okay, in Python. And this constructor holds the main information. So our main information is what? Like our purpose is to create different breeds of dogs, right? So this constructor will help you to create different breeds of dogs in terms of different name, different age, and different color. And it should be written as underscore underscore init underscore underscore.
And one more doubt, sir. Past we have seen functions and looping and conditions, if conditions and all that. That we have creating the class here now. What is the purpose? What are the situation we need to create the class?
Okay. So when we saw functions, we saw this thing only, isn't it? When we see functions, so have you discussed? We didn't have discussed the functions and all, right? Properly.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, I think here we are going to discuss the next note.
Okay.
Have we discussed this one function?
No.
Oh, right. So, yeah, so function still to become, guys. Okay, function is not started yet. So these are the basic things actually, and we need to understand this. And see, when the purpose of to define a class is to create a blueprint. Now, why we create a blueprint of something?
To construct something.
To construct something. So that's why if you want to create object now with the example. Okay. So better what I'll show you how to create an object from this class. Okay. Then I think everything will be, falling into the place. So here we define the blueprint of the class. Now I am going to, using this blueprint, I am going to create or construct new dogs. Okay. What is the new dog? This is how you are going to create the new dog using the class dog. And how is that? If you see here, I have given my underscore dog one. This is my variable name or my dog one name, my dog one. Okay. And if you can see here, I call the class name here, dog, from here, class dog, right? Class dog. Then whatever parameter I have mentioned inside the constructor, those value I need to pass here. And in the same order, like if it is name, you have to give the first name, then age, then color. Here you are seeing you are not giving anything for self.
Yes.
Okay, so that means self you need not to give anything. Apart from self, whatever parameter you have, whatever name, age, and color you have to give that in your object creation. So call the class by its name, then whatever you have defined in the class while constructing the class, name, age, and color, there you can give different name. So buddy is the name, 5 is the age, and the color is white. Now this is my dog one, and this is called a object, because from the class you created one instance, my dog one. Now this is instance one, this is instance two, another dog I created. Now how is that possible? Because of this blueprint, now I can create so many types of objects or instances with different values, okay, by passing different values. Now this is my dog one. So whenever we are importing any library in Python, this is nothing but the objects only which got created, the class or the blueprint written in the backend by the experts.
Okay, sir.
Okay, so that means I am now able to use my dog one anywhere. I'll just define the class. I just created the instances. Now my dog one I can use anywhere. I can use all the properties and attributes. That means this one. So my dog one also has having two attributes, that is called bark and eat. My dog two also is having bark and eat. Okay, and how to use the attributes, that also we'll see now.
So Ashish, sorry to interrupt you. So in here that define and the constructors out there, and then we have given some parameters, and then we have wrote as self.name is equal to name, right? So in here we were just passing the parameters like the name, age, and color. So what is the use of this self.name is equal to name and self.age equal to age, like that?
Okay, got it. So if you see here, this is just the left hand side as we define the variable, right? What is this variable? That means this left hand side is the container,
Yeah, yeah.
and the right hand side is the its value.
Mm-hmm.
Same thing is happening here. This is the container and this
Okay.
is the value. So when you write body, that means in this place you are passing the value called body, right?
Okay.
And that body is going to be
Stored in here. Okay.
stored in this variable
Okay.
self.name.
So that parameter has to be passed to this, like from the object creation to the class, we are passing the argument, and that argument value is going to be stored in the self.name.
Correct,
Get it?
exactly. So
Actually, I have a doubt. Sorry.
yeah.
So, then after that, def is a keyword, right? After that, you have mentioned init and bark and lead. What is that? Init is a like a function, or like is it the user defined function kind of?
So you are asking about these two, right?
Yeah, yeah. But after that,
so
def keyword, after there is a bark and then lead. It's in the brown color. Right?
So these are, if you see here, all the functions that you are defining inside a class, these are in brown color, right? That's what you're saying, right? So these functions, so see, first of all, this is by default. This is, you can't change it. Whenever you define any class, dog, cat, or anything, this you need to write. Okay, this is clear. This def, this part.
Yeah, it's clear. My question is like, is it the like, it is not a predefined function. We are creating the as a new function, right? That inlet, bar, heat. These are all we are creating as a function, new functions. Right?
But this init we are not creating. This is by default. This is called constructor.
Okay. Okay. What
apart
about that
from
bar?
this, apart from this, we are creating. Apart from this, as per our requirement. So suppose I want to create another, then again you can write like this. Df jump. Okay, let's give a jump class, right? Jump class. And again, like, then you can pass what you can print. So what is that attribute is going to do? Self dot name. That means the name will appear here. Self dot name. Sorry, self dot name will jump. Okay, this is, we are just creating as per our requirement, just for example. Okay, that means whatever name you are going to pass, this is going to, when you call this attribute. And now we are going to see how to call this attribute. Okay, let's first create this class. So now I created dog class with this is the properties, and these are the attributes: bark, eat, and jump. Okay, now we created two objects out of the class, that is my dog 1 and my dog 2. When I say object means I created two different dog, right? Okay, now how to access the attribute? You need to call the object name, then dot. So once you created this object name, then dot. Okay, if you give dot in Google Colab, you'll see automatically the attributes will get pop up. Okay, these are the what's that, age, eat, and jump name that you have given, and these are the functions. The things which is showing in a cube, those are functions. Okay, or you can say attribute. Okay, and this age, name, color, these are the, what you can say, properties.
Yeah.
Okay, so if you just give a dot, these things will come. Now, as per your requirement, suppose we created jump, right? I will select jump. Okay, and as this is a function, you have to give the parenthesis. Now, my dog one will tell me as I construct this self dot name, then will jump, right? It will like this attribute will print the name and will jump. You can see here, first dog object we created with a name called Buddy. Now it is showing me Buddy will jump. Okay, similarly, if you want to access my dog tools attribute, you write the object name here, then dot, again jump. Now this output will be
C will jump.
okay.
Sai.
So
Okay.
so this is how you can create a class, you can create an object, you can create different attributes from there. Okay, again, if you want to know the properties of that, suppose you just want to know what is the name, what is the age, how to do that? Just call out the, or just call the object you created, object name dot, then name attribute or age attribute. If you run this, it will show you the name, okay, respective dogs attribute. So this is what is happening inside Python. Everything we are seeing here is kind of an object like this, and whenever we wrote any code dot something, that means we are calling the attributes of that object. So when I write my dog dot jump like this, what I'm doing, I am trying to use the jump attribute from this object. So whenever in a code you see something, some word, then dot, then something, that means you are calling the attribute of the object. And what is the left hand side of that dot? That means that are the object, and right hand side of that dot is the attribute or function. And this is not here, this is same for everywhere in Python, not just here. So whenever you import any class, suppose there, suppose I am importing NumPy. I'll tell you, and you'll get to know what is a NumPy in coming sessions. So suppose I am importing one library called NumPy. So now this library is going to help us with mathematical operation, like to calculate the square root, or to do some multiplication, complex calculation. So this library is going to help us. Now, what is this library? This is a combination of class, object, and attributes like this that we created. And it was written by some expert in the background. We are just borrowing that code. Now, once I import the NumPy, then I can write NumPy dot, and I can call its attributes or functions. So suppose square root is a function attribute there in the NumPy class. Square root is a attribute. So you can say NumPy dot square root, and you can use that. You can just squeeze is a function in NumPy. Squeeze. Okay, you can use that attribute from NumPy. So that's why whatever we are seeing in Python, these are objects only, which is got created from some parent classes. Okay, and this is the overall definition of class and object in Python. Like maybe
And,
the first
excuse
time,
me,
yeah.
sir. That we have created the dog class. After that, we have created the functions. Now that in the functions itself, we have give the parameter self. Do we have to give that dog? Sorry, definition work self. Do you give right? Do we have to give all the what are the functions we have created? Do we have give all the functions parameter like self only? Is it right?
Self only, correct. So that's why it's a connecting string. This is using this, you are creating the empty vessels to store the value, and this is what you are using everywhere. Self dot name. So if you want to use age, then you have to write self.age, because that
Okay.
self.age contains the value that you are going to create as an object.
Okay, okay, sir.
Any other questions?
So Ashish, actually, so can you define the attribute? What is the attribute?
Can I define what?
Attribute.
Attribute. Okay. So apart from this constructor, whatever you are going to define as a function here, these are called attributes. Okay, now how many attributes I have for this dog class?
You mean methods are called attributes?
Correct. So okay guys, so this is a good question actually, where this confusion lies. So methods, attributes, functions, I am going, so these three are all same, okay, and you can use the word interchangeably: methods, attributes, and functions inside the class. These three referring to the same thing. Okay, so when I say,
Yes, sorry to interrupt you. Actually, if you remove that class word, actually, then we call it as a function. All of these are functions.
yes,
right?
yes, correct. So if you remove the class word, you call this as function, but you can't call this as an attribute, because this is, if you remove the class here, then these functions are not part of this class. So when this is the part of the class, then you can call as attribute.
No, actually, I want to know. So methods and attributes are both are same, is there any difference?
So functions and attributes both are same, or are there any difference? That's what your question is, right?
No. Functions and methods are different. I know that actually, because when we are so defining the function inside the class, that is called as a method as of now. And when we are so not defining the class, just defining the function, that is a function. Am I right?
Correct. Okay.
So I just wanted to know that what is the
Okay.
difference between the attribute and the method.
Okay, got it. Sorry, guys. I took the wrong word here. This is not the, this is not the attributes here. Sorry. So the attributes are the name and age. Okay, name, age, these are the attributes. If you see here, I have written the dog class has two attributes, name and age, but I have added color as well. Okay, just to make you understand. So name, age, and color. So these are called attribute. Methods, functions are implies to function. Okay, sorry, my bad. Thanks for identifying it. So these are called your these are called your properties. Okay, what are the properties? So I had made a note between the difference. Where is that note actually? Okay, I'm not sure. Okay, so sorry guys, this is not attribute. Attributes are the things that you are passing as argument: name, age, and color. Okay, name, age, and color. These are the attributes that you are passing as an argument to the constructor.
Sorry to interrupt. So what is parameters then?
So see, you can consider these are the parameters: name, age, and color.
These are attributes. You have said that those are attributes, right?
Attribute and so okay guys, I got the confusion here. Okay, let's clarify this. Just a minute. Attributes and methods. So okay, so this is from Stack Overflow. A variable stored in an instance or a class is called an attribute. Now what does this line means? A variable. So this is a variable.
Yes,
This
we can call it as a
variable, right? So the variable stored in the class or instance called attribute. Any question on this? On attribute part? Previously I was calling this as attribute, but these are methods and functions. or you can say property.
Okay, sir.
Am
Actually,
I taking this attribute from the beginning while I'm defining this class? Like I'm calling this as attributes from the beginning, is it?
yes.
Yeah.
Got it. Okay. Sorry, guys. Sorry. Really sorry. I got bit, skipped from my mind. But if you see here, variable store in an instance car is called an attribute. So what are the attributes here? Please let's rectify ourselves. So these are the
Attributes.
attributes, and these are the
Functions. Methods.
methods. Right now, these attributes and method are clear. What other terminologies we are using, guys?
Yeah, what is that
Parameters.
parameters and argument? What is the difference between these two actually?
Just a minute. Attribute, methods. Let's make a list out of here. Attributes, methods, parameters. Arguments is that we are passing inside the function, right? That is clear. Attribute is a variable that can declare in class. A parameter is a variable defined by the function that receives the value when it is called. And what does that mean? A parameter is a variable defined by the function that receives a value when it is called. Now, can you tell me what are the parameters here?
That is self.
That means this one. So parameter and attribute. Can we say parameter and attribute? See last line. See here. An attribute is used to with classes and objects. A parameter's with is a function or method. Now, can you tell me what you mean by this two line? An attribute is used within the classes and objects.
And objects. Yes.
And a parameter is used within a function or a method. Now tell me, what are attributes? What is parameter? Very good, conceptual thing here.
So bar, keyt are parameters.
No. Okay.
Those are methods. Those are the methods, right?
Methods. Those are, so see, a parameter is used with a function or a method. So these are the methods. These are the methods. Bar, keyt, and jump are the methods, right?
Name, age, color are attributes. That bark, eat, jump are methods.
Okay.
And the arguments, what are the other parameter is when we call a function, we give that a variable, that is a parameter.
Okay. So that means if I'll define a new parameter here, x.
This is a parameter.
This is a parameter. Okay. So when you define the class, function with, suppose it's like for simplicity, I have not written any parameter here. Okay. So if you define any new parameter x, y, and you can use inside your function to show that, then that is called parameter. Now again, shall we summarize this thing? Is it? So this is dog class. Okay. This is the constructor. These are what? The attributes. Okay.
Yes.
These are the attributes. And this, what is this? The self dot name is equal to name.
Arguments.
This is the argument, you can say. Those are containing the value of this attributes.
Okay, so that's all the arguments, right?
Yeah. And this is the method or function. And here you can pass the parameter.
Yes, correct.
So when these things are passing in the constructor, this is called attribute. When these things will be passed inside a method, this is called parameter.
No, actually, so Ashish, can you debug this code? Actually, how it is executed? If you debug it, actually, it will be more clear.
How the code is getting executed, is it?
No, yes, just conflict. When we are putting the values, actually, how it is getting executed.
Yeah, we'll go to that. So before the confusion that we got created, that is now clarified. What is attributes, that is methods, what is parameter. or still some confusion? Who wrote
And
this?
Ashish, I'm sorry to asking it again. Like, could you please uh, uh, explain what is parameter again? Because that parameter thing was
Yes,
literally
actually it is not
confusing me
clear
again. Yeah.
actually. Yeah.
Okay. So a parameter is used with a function or a method. What does that? Okay. Let's. Shall we go for parameter? So methods and all, like how to any examples for
If you define the function with any parameter, it will be more clear.
cannot invoke.
So, like, is that the parameter something like, okay, if we were giving any objects to the function or a method, is that called a parameter or what? Like, that thing was so confusing
Got it.
actually.
Yeah, got it. So here, if you can you see this picture?
Yes.
Methods versus functions. So what is methods? Associated with associated. So this is basically when you create a class. Okay. This is basically when you don't create a class and just write the function using def, which we are going to see right in the next note. Okay. So when you define something in a class, that is called method. Okay. And when you define something without a class, that is called function. Now parameter means what you are going to pass in the function.
Got it, sir. Got it.
Are you getting? So when inside a function you are passing the parameters like this. If this is my function, okay, and if you see here, this is my parameter. I define a function without class, and I am passing the parameter as a list.
Okay.
And if you see here, other points cannot invoke by its name, can invoke by its name. Why it cannot be invoked by its name? Because you have to define the object first, then you call the method, object dot method. But here you can directly, because this is an independent function, you can directly take the name. This is dependent on class, this is independent. This requires a self word, okay, this word, right, self word to constructor. This doesn't require a self word. Now when you define a function, you define with a parameter. Okay, and when you define a class, so this is called your attributes.
So then in methods, we don't use parameters.
Yes. So in methods, we can call them as a parameter because these are independent function inside the class. But the thing is,
Those are dependent, right?
Like
Those are dependent
now
on
these
class,
things were
right?
getting confused. Like that def bark was we called it as a method or a function. Now you're saying like that
no.
method and
This is a
function is a
method.
different.
This
Oh,
is a
that is
method.
method.
But is a
This
method.
that is a method. But here, if you want to give a parameter, like suppose I want to give a bark, then x. Now what you are going to call this inside the function x?
Now it's a parameter, right?
Parameter.
So
And
why
what
it is used here? You can execute once and show it us so that we can understand why it is coming over here by passing parameter.
Okay. So you want to create a parameter here, right? So suppose you you create a parameter of what I say bark. Let's think of something which you guys will implement. Bark, then x. Then can we print just the x here like this? But you have to observe here, when I call this method using this class, we have to define the x. Then only
No, actually, when we sorry to interrupt you, Ashish. So when we
Uh-huh.
call that as a method with an object, automatically, so it will be executed, right? Then we will ask for the value, right? And why should we define that?
I didn't get your question.
No, actually, so methods are placed inside the class, right?
Uh-huh.
If you want to call the method, we need to call through the object, right?
You have to create the object, correct?
Yes, yes. With the object and the method name, then so we can give the value, right?
Correct, correct.
Then why we should mention the value of, why should we define the value of x so prior to define the method? So when you are calling the method, just we can to mention the value, we can give the value, right?
When you are saying we need to give the value, what you mean by we need to give a
No,
value?
actually, you are saying that we should define the x.
Uh-huh.
So why should we
Here,
define
like
the x?
I'm
Actually,
no, I am just creating a parameter here inside this method, okay, to show you how you can use that. Let me see whether we have some example in the next.
no, if you create the fresh, if you write the fresh code, actually, so it will be more because
Okay, okay. No worries, guys. No worries. I got the concern here. I know this is a bit confusing here, and that
yes,
is also because of me, because I took this as attributes. This is the methods to attributes. My bad. But no worries. Okay, okay. I got it. I got it. This is a person class. Okay, person class. Here, these are my what? These are my
Attributes.
attributes.
attributes,
Yeah.
those are attributes, right?
And this is where I'm saving this attributes value, right? And here, what is greet here? Greet is a
Method.
Methods.
method of this class. And when we call this method, this will show us, hello, my name is whatever name you have given in the class and created, and this is my age. Okay, so this part is the class. Okay, when using this class, I am going to create the objects person1 and person2 and call this class, give the name, give the age. Now this is going to be stored inside this name and age. That is clear? This part is clear?
Yes. Yes,
Yeah,
sir.
yeah.
Okay, now if I want to use the method of this class, right? Okay, like person dot greet, and I can like this one person dot greet. So the output will be, hello, my name is whatever name I have given for the object one. And this is how you are going to create the, or you are calling the what? Attributes. So to call a class attributes, you have to call through object dot attribute age, object dot attributes name. Okay, now tell me what is the doubt here in this particular example?
Actually, what is the parameter? That's what all you wanted to know.
What is the parameter, right?
Yes.
So parameter is when you define a function. So I think when we'll go through this function, then I think you'll be able to understand the parameter here properly. Okay, rather than understanding here. So here you just need understand what is a class, what is the object, what is a constructor, what are the properties, what are the methods.
Okay, sir.
Okay. So
One question, like you have given
Yeah.
self dot name is equal to name, right? So I'm getting confused. Which name is it taking from the arguments?
No, see, as I said, the left hand side will be the container or the variable. Okay.
Okay.
The right hand side is the value that you are giving while creating the object. So when you write like this, Alice and 25, this name is going to be saved here. And this part is coming here. Shall I use the pen here?
Okay, so can we change this as self dot name one or something like that? Also we can give, right? It is just a variable then.
Correct, correct. This is just
Okay.
a variable name. Okay, so
Okay.
you can give that self dot one. So whatever you are passing here, this is going to be stored inside
Okay,
this
okay. Yeah.
self dot name.
Yeah, got it. Thank you.
Okay. Okay, this is a nice discussion. Okay. Okay.
So one more doubt.
Huh.
So here we have mentioned person 1 equal to person Alice 25, right? So how it automatically takes the name person here?
Okay.
How the person
Okay.
is defined?
Okay, that is also one good conceptual question. So first of all, when we define the class, This is the skeleton. Okay, when we create the object here, person1, that means you are creating the object by calling this person class and giving Alice as the name and 25 as the age. When you creating person2 or second object, then Bob is the name and 30 is the age. Now, if you want to access the particular name and age attributes, okay, age and name attributes from the class, from the object, then you have to type person1, the object name and the attribute that you want to show. So as person1 object contains two attributes, name equal to Alice and age equal to 25. That's why when you write object1 dot name attribute, then this will be shown.
Got it.
Similar is for object2, that is person2. Okay, so I think let's not I hope you got a overall explanation now what is the class and object. Don't worry about the parameters and all. Just try to understand here what is class, what is object, what is properties, what is method. Okay, so
property and method both are same.
Correct. So I'm not going to get you confused, guys. Okay, just try, let's make it simple. Class, this is object, this is attributes. Okay, this is the variable that you're storing the value, and these are the methods. Let's not get confused right now. Let's try to digest these terms first. Okay, these terms are clear apart from the parameters and all. Just leave that part up for some time. We'll see
Yes,
that.
sir. Clear.
It's clear.
Okay. Thanks for that. And sorry, guys, for making this as attributes. This function methods I'm calling as attributes. Sometimes happens like. Okay. So whoever pointed out, actually, thanks to him, I forgot the name actually. So or it will be a it will be a misconception out there. And in future, you are going to scold me like this. The mentor was teaching us wrong things. Okay, no worries. So guys, let's come to function now. Okay, so now if you see the difference here, method and functions, this is actually very conceptual things. Okay, this is what you are going to get in interviews if you are going for a basic role, right? So functions are independent. That's what we meant to know, right? When it is written inside a class, this is called method. That is for sure, right? And now,
yeah,
what is the syntax to write the function? This is very simple that you know, right? def, then function name, then the parameters that you are going to pass. Okay, so these are called parameters or arguments. Okay, guys, please mark this word because these are very confusing. I'm also getting sometimes sidetracked. So if you see here, inside a function that we are passing, that is called parameter or argument. And these are optional. That depends on you whether you are going to pass or create, give any parameter inside a function or argument in a function or not. If you
so
don't,
the parameter and the argument, these two terms are the same, like.
Correct.
Okay, get it.
Correct.
So when we were creating subclasses, which is called not a subclass, like if you were creating like def bark, that is called as method, and if you were using some kind of other functions like which is not related to the class, which is independent, we'll call it as function.
Correct. So if I write like this is independent. If I'll copy this whole thing and put it in a class here.
Okay.
Okay.
So now it's
a
okay. Now it's a method. Okay, get it.
Now that's a method. But if it is independent, then it is function.
Okay.
And inside this, whatever we are going to pass, that is called parameter or argument. And these are optional. It is not mandatory to give. Whenever you define any function, you have to give a parameter or argument. Okay, and Again, the syntax you are already aware. This colon is already aware. The indentation is already aware. Now, one more thing that I want to tell you: this doc string. So, whenever you write a code or whenever you write a function or whatever you are going to write inside a function, please make sure we need to make a habit, or this is a good practice, you can say. You have to tell the people who are seeing your code that what this function is all about. Okay, you have to write a one-liner or two-liner. Suppose I am defining a function called bark, then I have to write here in the triple quotes that this function will help you to bark. Okay, or to make the dog bark. So like this, you have to explain one line or two line inside a function. Okay, that is called your doc string. Now I'll tell you what is the benefit of doc string. So for example, if you see here, I define a function and every function is having, so this is, so in mathematics, if you remember function, what is the mathematical function? Y equal to f of x.
It relates an input to an output.
Yes. So what is this x here?
It's an input.
Input.
Independent variable.
Yes, this is called independent variable. Independent variable. This x. Okay, this is called independent variable. And what is this y? This is the
Input or dependent variable.
Dependent variable or output. Okay, same thing is happening here, guys. Here this is mathematical term, here you are writing in the code. Now what is the y here? This is your input num1 and num2. Okay, this function is this part, and you are providing input and output to this function, and every function returns some value. So here what is it is returning? Number input parameter 1 into input parameter 2. Okay, now this is your y, and there is also one concept of return statement that we will see. So that means you can also, instead of print, you can write return. So every function should return a value. This is the overall concept, same in mathematical form and in computer science as well. You can see function is expecting some input to be passed, and it is expecting to give an output for you as per based on your input you provided. Any questions here to understand?
Understand, sir.
Understood, right? Now suppose I define a function like this. So what is this function is doing, guys? And if you see here, I made a doc string. So this is called a doc string. I have written in a triple quote. Why I have written in triple quote? Because in triple quote you can write multiple lines. Okay, so multiple lines, because this should be commented. This should not be as part of your code. This is just the information that you are storing. So you need to make it commented or in this form, so that it is not going to be considered by the function that is the code or is a string. So this is called a doc string, and I will write what is the information about this function. So this is my doc2, or you can write this function will help you to take two numbers as input and give the product as output. Like this also you can make a short notes here, so that people will understand what is this function is doing inside your code. Okay, now how to call this function? Just type its name, function name,
And give the value.
and give the parameters. Now give the parameters as num1 and num2. So here the parameters are given as 2 and 4.0. Now what is it? What it is giving me?
I have a
8.
doubt here.
Yeah.
So we have not mentioned whether it is a string or a integer, right? So how it is taking default as a string?
So actually it is not. Okay, when you say string, what do you mean by string? Here this 8. Are
No,
you
no.
calling this as a
It's a
string?
num1 and num2. By default, we didn't mention whether it is a string. Means by default, it will be a string, right? If we didn't mention anything, it will be taken as a string, right? In Python. Means here
For the
it is
only
taken as
input
a string.
function.
You got
That
my
is for
point?
the only input function.
I don't think that if you don't mention anything, it will be act as a string. Why is that? Because if it is a string, you won't be able to multiply it. You can't
No, actually,
multiply
that is
with.
for the. Yes, I just want to add that point. That is only for the input function, right?
Yes, yes. So when you say this is by default string, if I want to mention it, this is not correct. So if this is by default string, then this multiplication would not be possible. You got it 8.0, right?
Okay.
Okay, great. So this is a good question actually. So let's do one thing. We print the type here. Will that answer your question? That means
Yes.
every time we call this function, it will print the type and the product details. Okay, let's do it. Can you see what is happening here?
Got it.
Okay, so that doesn't mean if you don't mention, it will take some default value. Whatever value you are passing, this is integer you are passing, this is a float value you are passing, same thing is going to store inside this num and num2 variable. So whenever we are passing this 2, that means automatically a integer is assigned to this variable or this parameter. Okay, num2 will be the float, because now in position of num2 we passed a float. If we'll pass a string, then I think this will be string, but this multiplication would not be possible, so I'll comment it out. Okay, and if you see here, I passed a string up inside this, and here now it will be integer and string. Could I explain?
Yeah, got it.
Okay, okay. Now how to access the doc string, guys? If you see here, how to access the doc string of any function you write, if that function you have written the document string, you can access that document string by calling a method, or sorry, by calling a attribute. Okay, I'm to be specific here, attribute doc. There is an attribute in this function called doc. Doc means underscore underscore doc underscore underscore. Now if you will do this, you will see what is the document you have written here. Hello, this is my doc. This is what we have written here, right? As a document. So every function you can access the document by calling the doc attribute. Okay, and a return statement in the function is nothing but when you want to return the value. Suppose you are taking inputs of numbers, you did the multiplication, and at the last the result of the multiplication you have to return it. Okay, so every function should be having a return statement, either in terms of print or in terms of return. So when you say return, that means this function will return the sum value. Now what is this function? So when I say what is this function, this doc string is going to help you. This function returns the sum of all the elements in a list. I get an idea what this function is doing. And if you don't mention the return statement or the value, then a non-value is going to be returned from the function. Okay. So
why we are using underscore here before sum?
Just because if I'll remove it, this may be considered as some Python by default word sum. So suppose numpy.sum and all. So to avoid the confusion, I just giving the underscore.
Okay.
The variable, this is just a variable name. You can give any name. So why we're doing this variable? Why we're defining?
For
Initializing.
adding
Because we
the,
are using for loop so that we can iterate it
no,
with
no,
it.
add the, to store the number of numbers, adding numbers in sum.
Okay. So that means this is the initial value. Once we'll iterate over the list one by one, then this sum equal to sum plus num. So first it will be 0, then it will going to change the first value, then plus the second value, then plus the third value. That's the initialize the sum. And once this is done, that means the sum variable will contain the value from 0 to the total sum. Now, once this is done, in a return statement, we will return this sum value, the total sum value. Now, how is like let's run this. Now, if you see here, what happened? I call the function. I pass the parameters. So here, parameter. How many parameter I am passing? Can you tell me?
4.
4.
Any other cases? So here only
One.
one parameter I am passing. That is also a list. Because if you see here, this is the one parameter that I'm passing in the function as an argument. Maybe that is a list, okay, and maybe that contains more numbers. Okay, that doesn't mean we are passing this much parameter. Here the parameter is 1 because while defining the function, we gave only one parameter. Making sense?
No, actually, so when you are defining that function, you are not defining the list. That LST is that's a name, right?
LST is the name.
Right. Okay. Then how it is considered as a list actually? So when we are giving the value, we are giving the list.
Okay. So that is again a good question. So can you tell me whether I'll be do like this 3,4? I'm passing 3 and 4,4 3 and 4.
No, we
That
give
is not
only
Got
one
it.
parameter.
one parameter 3, it will be considered actually. So if we want to give more than one, we need to text them in the brackets, right? Square brackets.
Correct. So here to make you guys understand or to make the people understand, I use the name called LST. That means I am telling people whenever you are going to call this function as a parameter, you pass a list. Now, if I'll make it X, then also I'll be able to pass a list. But that should be one list, one tuple. Whatever you are going to pass, that should be one number, one list, one tuple, one dictionary, not more than one.
Okay, sir.
Okay, so that's why instead of X, it will be very difficult for you to understand. So that's why I wrote LST. That means I'm going to pass a list.
When
As
we
a
are yes, sorry to interrupt you, Ashish. Actually, so when we are defining the function actually, so it is not considered as a list. When we are giving the value, it is considered as a list or it is considered as a any other
Correct.
integer value, right?
Correct. So because this is just to make you understand, it can be any name. When we are calling the function, there we are passing the real value that as per our expectation. So this is that we are expecting that we are going to pass a list. And this is where we are implementing that. We are just passing the list here. But we need to keep in mind this function is taking only one parameter, not more than one. And when we pass two elements here, two elements inside one list. Making sense now? Any query?
Just
But in the
want to see.
function, we can pass 2 or more parameters, right? As per
Parameters,
that,
correct.
yeah.
Correct. So it's upon you that how many parameters you are going to pass. but you need to make sure you are going to use the parameters inside this code. Here I used this parameter where? Here. So whatever you are going to pass here, a for loop will be run in that parameter. That is what I defined while defining the function. Whatever you are going to pass here, a for loop is going to run in that parameter. Now if I'll do like this, only 4, not a list, only 4, what will happen?
Some will be 4.
Int object is not iterable. Why it is saying that? Because of this line. If you see the code,
not a
the error
collection,
here.
right?
Yeah, so if you see here for num in list, so here list I am passing a number and I'm trying to iterate the number. That's why it is saying like it is an integer. We can't iterate over an integer. Are you getting what is happening here?
Yes, yes.
So if you do like this, because in my code I defined that whatever you are going to pass here, this is going to put inside a for loop. That is for sure, and this is how I written the code. Now it is your job to make sure that whatever you are going to pass, that should be iterable. If it is not iterable, then you are going to get the error. Now if I want to pass 4, I have to pass like a list. Then only it will work. Because of my code I have written here.
Okay.
All okay? All okay?
Here you don't need to define a variable, yes, right? You can get some.
You need not to define a variable here, right? That's
Yes,
what you're saying.
yes, variable.
Okay, if I don't give the s variable, then how
15th
I
line, 15th line. 15th line.
No, I got it. There it is defined as s equal to get some, right? So they are printing the s. So get some is mentioned above, right? Name function name.
Oh, okay. Okay. So you are talking about this one s, huh? This s.
Yeah.
Okay. That is a good point here. Sorry, I forgot actually. So I am creating a s variable and storing the result of this function, the output of this function. Now, what is the output of this function? The summation of whatever you have passed as the iterable parameter.
Yeah.
So when I say variable s, so now this s will contain this sum.
Yes, sir, but you don't need to define a variable, yes, right?
Yeah. That is also like, you mean like this, right?
Yeah.
Correct. You need not to mention a variable. You can directly call, but like when you do a proper coding and lots of function are there, you have to store the output of the function, right?
Okay.
So I'm like, either you can store this in a variable or you can directly print the function. Okay. Okay. Now this is the example to get the doc string of this get sum function that we write. This function returns the sum of all the elements in the list. So if you want to quickly know what this function is all about, you can directly call this. Let me cross verify attribute. Okay. 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 Now this we all saw, guys, like how this function is working and how we are calling the function. Now, one more important conceptual thing is variables that we are defining inside the function. This is very crucial. Okay. Now, first of all, what do we mean by variables inside the function? So can you tell me what are the variables inside this function?
Sum equal to 0.
Sum equal to 0 is one variable. Any other variable?
Sum equal to something.
Num.
So we already defined sum as the variable.
Yeah,
Right?
num is a variable.
That is the only variable.
Correct. This is the only variable. This num is a temporary variable which is helping you to iterate over the list.
Yes.
Okay, so this is a temporary variable iterating over the list, but your actual variable is this one, where you are storing the summation result. Okay, now there is few things you need to understand here. When we say scope and lifetime of variables defined inside a function is not visible from outside. Hence, they have a local scope. So when I define any variable inside a function, like this sum. So this is the variable I define inside the function. Now, if I want to define a variable outside the function, how to write? Where to write? Can you guess?
About
After
def.
About the function. About the function.
About def.
Correct. Here, right? So here, variable 2. If I'll give something. Now, this is not local. Suppose this variable I assigned 5. So this is not local. But whatever variable you are writing inside the function, that is having a local scope. I think this is clear to understand, right? Next point. Lifetime of a variable is the period throughout which the variable exists in the memory. So when you define a variable and store a value, it is occupying some memory, right?
Yes.
So as soon as it will remove from the memory, then that variable work is done. Okay, and if it is inside the function, then the lifetime of that function is when the function you execute. When you execute that function, whatever variable are inside the function, during the execution, they are occupying some memory. After the execution, their lifetime is gone. This is for what? Local variable, I'm saying.
Okay.
So variables are destroyed once we return from the function. Once you come out of the function, like we wrote here, then the variable is not going to be take any memory, it will be destroyed. Okay, let's see with some example here. So this is the global variable. Why? Because I have written this outside of this function. Okay, this is a global variable. This is clear. Now I define a function here which is called test the lifetime. Okay, lifetime of the variable. Whatever we discussed above, we are going to see that. We define a function called test lifetime. Here I am not passing any parameters or any arguments. I'm not passing it. This is blank. This is the doc string. This function tests the lifetime of a variable. Clear? Then I am defining a local variable inside the function, and I am assigning a string value called this is a local variable. Now what I am doing? Inside the function, I am printing local variable, I am printing global variable. Making sense? This is making sense? Any query this on this one? Okay. Now, how to call the function? Function name?
With the name and the value.
Okay. Okay. And what I'm doing here, but we don't have any parameters, so that is fine, right? Just like this, test lifetime, because we have no parameter or argument here. So we can call just like this, function name. Then this is the calling the function. If we'll call the function, what it should do? It should print the global variable, sorry, local variable and global variable. Now let's do it. Now, can you see what is happening here? You print, so when you print the global variable, okay, I'll comment out this because again, this is going to become, okay. So let's just directly call the function. Let's not do anything else. So if I'll call the function, can you see what is happening?
Yeah, just printing the local and global variable.
But the point to be noted here, this global variable is not inside the function. It is outside the function. Still, it is getting printed out because this is the global variable. Okay. And outside of the function, if I'll comment this out and I will just print the global variable, will it work?
It will.
Yes, it will work.
Yes, it will work. Let's see. This is global variable. But if I'll comment this out and we'll print the local variable,
No, it won't work because you are not
That is
calling
inside
that
the
class.
function. So if we want to print it, we have to print it inside the function itself.
correct. So unless we execute the function, the lifespan of this local variable is not, valid, right? So this is what a global variable and local variable refers to. So when this is inside a function, this is called local variable, and the validity of this variable will till you execute the function. And whatever you write outside of the function, that is your global variable, and that variable will be existed till you have the code and you run the code. Whether you call this in a function or without a function, this is going to work. Clear? Any question on this? Now I have made one program for you guys to check the highest common factor of two numbers by creating a function. So now this function will take two parameters or two arguments, A and B. The function name is compute SCF. This is my doc string. Okay, just 1 second, guys. Okay, and can you try to understand what is happening inside this function? Just take 1 minute and try to see. So we have, I have done something new here. We have a if and else statement we have seen, right? So when you progress and do the coding and get some expertise, you are not going to write that in that way, because so many if and else condition you have to write if you are going for a code writing. Then this is a concise way of writing a if else statement. What does this mean? Smaller will be, so if you see, so if you see here, this is, so this exact line means if A greater than B, smaller equal to B, else
B greater than B,
smaller equal to A. Now can you see it? Just this thing is exactly same as this thing. Can you see how concisely we written the same thing in a one line?
Yes, yes.
Okay. So this is just one thing to understand here. Okay, then what is that? How to find the SCF? I initialize with a value called SCF equal to 1 for I in range 1 to smaller. So whatever is the smaller between the numbers that you are going to pass, there is a range from that to the smaller number. And how to, like, mathematically, how to know what is the highest common factor? So give an example, 6 and 36. What is the SCF of 6 and 36?
6.
And how is that possible? Like how you are calculating that between 6 and 36?
The largest number is the board.
So if you see here, I am running a loop from 6 and 36. What is the smaller number? 6. Between 6 and 36. If I pass 6 and 36, the smaller number will be 6. and I'm running a loop of from range 1 to 6. Okay, 1 to 6, and I'm trying to divide that from 1 to 6. Every number I'm trying to divide with 6 and 36. When the number is divided by both A and B simultaneously, not or, it should be both A and B, then the highest common factor is I. That means till 1 to 6 I'll run. When it is 1, I'll try to divide with 1. When this is 2, I'll try to divide with 2. When this is 3, I'll try to divide with 3. Divide with 3 with whom? A and B. And see the remainder is 0 or not. That means completely divisible. And when that number is divisible by both of A and B, that is my SCF.
Can you repeat it again?
Sure, definitely. So function compute SCF taking two parameters or two arguments A and B, and when you pass these two arguments, it will check which number is a greater, which number is smaller. Then it saves the smaller number. For our example, this is 6 and 36. Smaller number will be 6. So once you got the smaller number from the arguments that you passed, you run a for loop from the range 1 to the smaller number, 1 to 6. And each time the value is changing from 1 to 6, that value you are dividing with the numbers 6 and 36. That means 1 you need to divide with 6, 1 you need to divide with 36, 2 we need to divide into 6, 2 we need to divide in 36. Similarly, we have to do it till 6. Smaller number. So if in between you find
have sorry to interrupt you. So you have returned smaller plus one, right? So smaller plus one means it has to be, like increment one time, right?
No. So
What?
I think that plus concept is in your
No.
mind.
I'm not saying plus thing. So if it is smaller plus one, what does it actually mean out there?
Okay. No worries. So see,
A plus 1 or B plus 1, right?
So this no. His question is why we are writing smaller plus one here. Here we are creating a range from 1 to the smaller number, and Python indexing always starts from 0. So once I found the smaller number between the two numbers A and B, I ran a loop. So what is the smaller number between 6 and 36? 6, right? So I will run this for loop with a range from 1 to 6. Okay, as the Python indexing starts from 0. So if you want to run this from 1 to 6, you have to make it is 1 to 6 plus 1. That is 7. So this means 1 to 7. Then only this loop will run from 1 to 6. So if you want to include 6 in the end, you have to write plus 1. So Ravi, could I explain?
Like I'm still confused.
And
Okay.
that is a number, right? The smaller plus 1 is a number, right?
Smaller
A
is a
value or
number.
B, A value or B value.
A value or B value, correct. Either A or B, whichever is smaller, and this is the condition. So once you define the smaller number, that is called 6, you have to create a range.
Then
So
we will get
say,
a. So after creating the range, sorry.
So when I say range 1 to 6, what I mean?
1 to 5.
1 to 5. When I say 1 to 10, what I mean? 1 to
9.
So let me just quickly show you. Is it containing the number? Okay. Can you see now? I made a list out of it. When I say range 1 to 9, what are the numbers? 1 to 9. Right? If I want to include 9, then I have to make it 10. If I have to make include 10, what I need to write here?
11.
Always plus 1. Always plus 1. So 1 to 10. So I want to include 10. That's why it is 10 plus 1. This is the starting. This is the ending. Okay. But ending would be always plus 1 to include the required number. So suppose I want to include 10, I have to give it 11. If I want to include 11, I have to give it 12. Same thing is happening here. In the range, I want to include the smaller number itself. So here the smaller number between 6 and 36 is 6, right? So if I want to run a loop for 6 times, then I have to give it 1 to 7. That is smaller plus 1. Now is it making sense, Ravi? Or still you are getting confused with this?
That is just
Now get it. Yeah.
Yeah, so this is to run a loop with this range. So now this I is the temporary variable that is storing each value, 1, then 2, then 3, then 4, then 5, then 6. And every time the I value is changing, we are dividing with the numbers A and B and see and trying to see which is completely divisible or not. For completely divisible, the remainder should be 0, isn't it? So A percent this modulo I 0 and B. So if this to be a common factor between both the number, this should be divisible with both the number A and B. And if this condition satisfy, we are storing that particular value. So between 6 and 36, I think 6 is the highest common factor between 6 and 36. Okay, and once we get that, we are returning the value. So what we defined here? Can you see how I am calling this function in the print statement? Can you see that where I called this?
Yeah, yeah.
So first of all, I defined two numbers, 6 and 36. Yes, and I stored that in the variable. And in the print statement, in the format, so 3 blank spaces I have, right? 1, 2, and 3. First blank space is for number 1, number 2. Then in the third blank space, I am calling the function itself and passing the values. And this function will return this SCF, right? This is what being showing here.
Okay, sir.
All okay? Any query here in the function introduction? No, right? Okay.
You are printing already, then why are you using the return function?
So return function means okay. So return function. So return function. What this function? If I'll call this function here like this. What is the value I'll get if I'll run this?
6.
Right, only 6 is here. So here in this print statement, we are telling the SCF of 6 and 36 is 6. If I'll only run this, you won't be able to understand, right? What is 6? But here writing the print statement with a proper formatting, you are able to see, okay, the SCF of 6 and 36 is 6. Now, if I'll change this to 12 and 144. Okay, the SCF of 12 and 144 is 12. So just to write in a understandable way, rather than if you call directly, this is just a 6 will be printed out on the screen.
Which is not mandatory.
Yeah, not like this, like it's a way of writing, right? Like, so at the end, what is our objective here as a data scientist? To make people understand. To be to share this with you, like what I felt like our job is to make people understand, okay, this is my code and this is the result. You have to make people understand how this is working. And that is the challenging part as a DS guy. Okay, guys. So if this is okay, shall we proceed to the next?
Yes, sir.
Okay. And also we are going actually very slow, but I don't mind it because this is really necessary that you should know the things and go. Oh, what is this? 1 minute, guys. 3, 3. Okay, got it. 3. Sorry, my naming convention is bit wrong here. Huh? So this is the function types, and this is also one most important thing. Different function types that you are going to encounter. What are the different function types? Few things are already inbuilt inside Python. Okay, that you need to know to get the good use out of it. Okay, what are the built-in function? And actually two types of functions are there. One we saw right now, that we defined our own function which will do our work. That is the user defined function. Okay, but there are some built-in functions which is already there inside Python. Let's, like, so many functions are there. Let's try to get few of the important ones here. Okay, so first of all, this is absolute function, ABS. Okay, so this is already there. If you write ABS, automatically it will be in the brown. That means it is a method or function. Okay, ABS. That means absolute value. So you need not to worry about to get an absolute value of any number. It is already pre-built. Okay, so what you just need to do, you just call this ABS and pass the number and print it out. So if this is -100, the absolute value will be 100. Easy to understand. Okay, then next is all function which is inbuilt. Okay, someone is writing something. I saw some red line at the top of my screen. Okay, now what is a all function? Now this maybe looks like a small function, but this is going to be a lifesaver for you. Suppose you have a millions of data points or millions of elements inside your list, and you want to know whether all the elements are true or false. So using this all function, if all the elements in the iterable, so what do we mean by iterable?
To use like it'll automatically increment 1, 2, 3 like that.
Integerable.
Okay, not that. Okay, not that. So iterable means your list, tuple, dictionaries. Okay, those which, like, yesterday I used a term called container to tell this thing. So this list, tuple, dictionaries, these are iterable. Iterable means which can be iterated. So when I say list is iterable, that means I can iterate over each element, 1, then 2, then 3, then 4. So that's why it is called an iterable. So whenever you heard this term iterable, you have to understand that either it can be a list or something that you can use a for loop and iterate over. Okay, now suppose in your data set, in a column, you have a column which is having the Boolean value, millions of Boolean value, and all are seem to be true. But there is one value, or you want to check whether all the values are true, or in the millions value, there is one value which is false. Because millions record, you can't go each by one, right? And so what you did, you extracted the column information in a list, you put it in a variable called list. Okay, and you call the all function. So when you pass this list inside a all function, it will be true. So this all function will return what? What is the output of this function? As I said, every function has some input and output. So here input, you are providing the list. Output is a Boolean value, not a number. It's a Boolean value, like true or false. And when the output will be true, If all elements in the iterable are true, then only it will be true. When it will be false, if all element, sorry, if any of the element in the iterable is false. Now let's verify that. Here it is providing true, right? Can you tell me, and how I'm doing this? I'm creating the list here. I'm passing that list in the function, all function. Okay, and I'm seeing whether it is true or not. These all integers are true. Why I'm saying true? Unless you have 0 or none, every integer will be considered as true. So this is also one second application of all function. Suppose you have a 0 value or a null value or a none value inside your millions of transactions or millions of data points. Okay, you are struggling to find out whether there is a 0 or non value is there or not. So what you need to do, you put all the information in a list and you pass that list to a all function. If that function contains a 0 or non value, it will show you false. Okay, let's try to, so let's try to add a value of 0. Okay, let's try to do now. Okay, so so as soon as I put a 0 inside it, it is telling me the output of this all function by passing this list which contains a 0 is giving me false. Same as with non. Non means nothing. Okay, so if your data points inside your millions data points contains 0 or none value, by passing this to all, you will get to know whether there is a 0 or non value present or not. If this is false, that means there is 0 and non value present. Is it making sense?
Sir, one question, can we have an empty string instead of none?
Great, great. That is a good question. See, this is a list which is empty, and I pass this to a all function, and this is giving me true. So empty list or empty iterable always gives you the true.
Okay.
Okay, and if you mention false also, this is going to be false. Like Boolean value also false, making it false. Because of this false, the final output of this all function is false.
Sir, how about the negative values?
Negative value is true, because negative value is not going to be considered as false. So for suppose this is a tuple and I passed the negative values, right? True, sorry, false. Just a minute. This
0 is there, right? That's why it is
0.
false.
Oh, okay, okay. So this type of thing is always okay. So this is a tuple. Actually, this is not a list. Okay, like little bit amendment. This is a tuple, right? And if you see negative value is throwing off true, it will make it all negative also. It will be true. So the key points here, if you want to find out whether there is a 0, whether there is a none, whether there is a false value, right? Those will return you false. Apart from anything, including the empty list or tuple, that also is going to return you true.
So even if you write instead of false, if you write true also, it will give you an false.
True. No. Okay, let's see it like this, right? What you're saying? Yeah. So true means that is true, right? Like that is also like definitely, like from the name itself it is there. Like why it will be false?
Okay.
So only in case of false, 0, none. Okay, in those cases it will be false. In the rest of the cases it will be true. Okay, one application quickly we'll see here. See here what I did. This is my numbers list where 1, 2, 9, 4, 5 I have passed. Check if all numbers are listed are positive or not. This is one application. Suppose you have millions of data points or numbers. You want to check whether all numbers are positive or not. How to quickly check? like this. Now carefully observe this code. If all function, I created all function, and inside all function I am passing what? The iterable for statement. So instead of iterating each individual element, I am passing sentence like this: x greater than 0 for x in numbers. So when I say for x in numbers, that means this is the iterable for x in numbers. Have you seen this operator before? Can you recollect?
Yes,
What is
sir.
this operator called?
Inoperate selection.
Local.
Identity operator. Yesterday we were talking about this, right? All the operator types. In, not in, right? Remember, you recollect? In,
Membership
not in.
operator.
Membership operator,
membership.
right?
Sorry, membership operator, right? Membership operator. This is in, not in. What is identity operator then?
Is
Is not is.
Is, not is. Correct. So these are membership operator. Is, not in, not in. Okay. So that means x in numbers. X in numbers means this elements it is referring to. If it is greater than 0, and I am achieving this with a for loop. This is also a concise way to write a for loop with a condition. Now, guys, can you tell me, if I'll write this individually, what will be the output? Not inside a all function, just like this. What should be the output? Can I able to write this in a, like this? Can I write? It is creating a object. That means it is creating a list. Not actually list, actually it is an object, and this object is being passed in this all function, but this is a iterable object. Can you see here what I've written? Like x greater than 0. This is same as that if else that in a concise way we wrote, similar to that. So here this line means x in numbers, all the numbers 1, 2, 9, 4, for those value which is greater than 0. And I'm passing this with the all function. And what is the output of the all function? A Boolean value, either true or false. So now if this, what does that mean? If this output is true, then print all numbers are positive. So when I say if all, then this condition, that means this is expecting a Boolean value, either true or false. Okay. If true, then print all numbers are true. If false or else, print not all numbers are positive. So for example, suppose I type -9 here. Okay, what should be my result? So the point is, what is the output of this line?
False.
If I place -9,
It will be false.
false. So that's why this is not going to be executed. This is going to be executed only if this output is true. If true. Are you getting what I'm saying here? If true, then all number are positives. Else, not all number are positive. Just to show you how to use the all function.
No, if we give a negative value in all, also it will be true, right?
So when, no, but you are making the
It will be
condition
false.
here.
Yeah.
We are making the condition here.
Okay.
X greater than 0 for those element. If all the element are x greater than 0, then only it will be true. Okay, we are not just passing only the list, we are passing with a condition. that it should be greater than 0. And that condition will return you, if one of the element is negative, this will return false.
Or the output of the val function always is a Boolean, right?
Boolean, correct. Always Boolean. Always Boolean. Not any number or something. Always Boolean. Anything that need to be said again?
No, sir.
Okay, okay. No worries, guys. You please try to explore it. Okay, as I say, like it's not like one timer. Okay, you have to spend more and more time. Okay. Now, what is the directory? Directory method. So directory method or function. When I call a method, why I'm calling this a method also? Because this is part of some class. Okay. So suppose let's call this as a function as of now. The directory function tries to return the list of valid attributes. Now again, let me verify what is attribute means, guys. That is written inside
The class.
Okay. So that means these are the attributes of the object. So if you are going to pass something in the directory function, dir function, you are going to get a list of attributes of the object which is derived from some class. List of attributes. For example, can you tell me? Don't look at don't go for these lines. Can you tell me, guys, what is this and what is this in terms of object and class, not in terms of variable and list?
Right side one is class and the left side one is object.
So this is a object that so this is an object that we are creating from the list class. In the other sense, you can say numbers that we are creating now, we are creating a object from the list class. And in the list class, these are my what? 1, 2, and 3 what? In the class, what? And you can, again, I'm saying this to you, you can access the attributes and the methods of this class by calling dot something. Now for example I'll remove this to print statement. I created the list. Okay, I am passing this list into the dir function. Okay, and what I am going to get? A list of what? Attributes and methods. So some of them are attributes, some of them are methods. So this what written in the underscore, these are the attributes. Okay, and these are the methods or functions inside the class. Which class? List class. Okay, so this is how you can get the required number of, so this is nothing but when you give dot and there's some auto suggestion of the function and attributes, methods and attributes, that time all the auto suggestions are coming. These are coming from this list only. Okay, so how many such kind of things are there in a list attributes? 47. Total 47 attributes and methods are here. Okay, where? In the list object. This. So when we want to use any attributes or method of an object, what is the procedure? Name of the object dot, then the method name or attribute name. Am I making sense here? This line. Numbers dot, this is the method. Append. There is a method called append. What this method is doing, and from where I got this? If you go here, append should be somewhere here. Append. Similarly, some methods are clear, copy, count, extend. These are the methods you can call, and each method have their specific work to do. Now, append means you are going to add an element to the list. So, using this object that I created from the list class, using the objects, I call a method called append, and in that I appended 4. I appended a new number. So now if I print the numbers 1, 2, 3, 4. So the point is here, dir function or directory function will help you to get all the attributes and methods of an object which is created from some class. Any query?
No, sir.
Great, great, great. Now, another function called div mode. What is that? If the method takes or the function takes two numbers as an input, returns a pair of numbers as a tuple consisting of their quotient and remainder. I think this is simple, right? So this function will take two numbers and 9 divided by 2, and it will return the quotient and remainder. 4 is the Q, 1 is the remainder R. Easy to understand here, right? Nothing complex here to understand. So div mode is another function. Now this one is pretty important because this is what you are going to use in extensively in your projects and all, which is called enumerate. What is you mean by enumerate? Enumerate will generate an index number in your iterable. When I say index number, what does that mean? That means if we'll iterate over this, what is the first iteration? It will be 10, right? Second iteration, it will be 20, right? But we don't know the index number. Suppose here, 4 elements are there. The index number is 0, 1, 2, 3. But suppose you have millions of data. Their index number you won't be able to count, right? Or you won't be able to get. So I just want to know which is at my 1000th place, what is the index number for that? The element whose value is 1000, what is the index number of that? How to know that? Then this function will be a lifesaver. If we'll pass this list in the enumerate function, so enumerate means it will generate the index number for you. Okay, and how is that possible? Now always remember, every function has some certain input and certain output. What is the input here? The iterable. Okay, what is the output here? So this function
Index.
return two values, guys, two values, not one value. Now if you carefully again go through after the session, if you please try to understand what is the input, what is the output, what is the type of input, what is the type of output. If you understand that, then this will be very easy for you. If you understand all here, what is the output of all? Only one output. What is the type of output? Boolean, right? But here enumerate function takes an iterable returning two values, and that also numbers. So that you need to keep in mind, what is the input, what is the output, and how you are going to use inside the code. Okay, now as this function, enumerate function, gives me two value, then when I will gather the result, how many variable I need to define to see the result? Two value. And the order should be also same. First it will give you the index number, second the element. So suppose this is my iterable. So if I'll pass this whole list to enumerate function, first it will give me 0, then 10, okay, then 1, then 20. So 0 means index number, right? 0 index number, then value equal to 10, then index number equal to 1, then value equal to 20. Okay, now let's try to run it. Okay, here if you see index 0, so I passed this thing in the enumerate function and I ran a iteration for index comma norm. That means I'm capturing the two outputs with two different variables here. Now if I'll only give for number, can you tell me will this will work? So what I'm going to do, just numbers in enumerate. So I'm capturing only one output, not the index number, and I'm printing the number. Can you tell me whether it will work? Or guys, are you getting right? Or are you started leaving? Is it? Oh,
No,
okay, I
no,
can
no.
people started leaving also. Okay, no risk, guys, no risk. If you have work, you can leave, not a problem. But make sure you watch these videos later on. Okay, and if you see here what I'm doing here.
We have to catch back to the office also after this. So
Okay,
Take
I
you
totally agree. Totally agree. I'll give me just 2 minutes. I'll finish up. Okay, because I know we are making slow progress because we are going bit in detail. Okay, so any question on this enumerate part?
Sir, when we put num, that time also the two index value and the list value showing. Now also index, you are giving index comma num, and that now also it's showing the same the two values, sir.
Correct. So what does that mean? The output of this enumerate function is a tuple. Okay, so when I say, see guys, when I say I, just give me 2 minutes, guys. I promise I'll wind up. For I enumerate numbers, if you see here, I'm only capturing one output here. And what is that output? A tuple. Tuple of index number and the original element. But when I say I comma j and print I and print j, what does that mean? That I define I for this tuple's first position, j for this tuple's second position. Are you getting what I'm saying here? If
how
I
it is
don't
getting how the result is coming as a tuple, sir?
This is how this designed. This is the enumerate function.
Oh,
The
okay.
input should be an iterable. The output will be a tuple containing two information. So this tuple is as
The
per
enumerate function is a tuple function. It gives two values, right? Output
Correct.
as
two values inside a tuple. One first
index value
is
and the element value.
correct. But in form of a tuple. But to access index number and tuple, so the element number individually, you have to define two variables. If you don't define two variables, it will be in the form of a tuple.
Okay, sir.
So when we say two variables, the first variable is the tuple's first value. The second variable corresponds to the tuple's second value.
Before that, you give only num, that only one variable. But when we try to print the num variables, that time also it shows the index value and the element value.
So when I say this, what I'm accessing here, I'm accessing the tuple directly, only with only one. So if I'll run this, it is a tuple, right? So my output is a tuple containing two things. But if I want to access 0 and 10 individually, then I have to give num and num like this, or some other name, num2. Okay.
For accessing purpose, we are giving two variables. Okay,
Correct.
okay, sir.
Correct. That's exactly the same. For accessing the individual result, you are giving two variables so that the first variable will capture the index number, the second variable will capture the element value.
So, sir, just this enumerate numbers will give a list of tuples, and when we are using for loop, we are accessing each element in that list. That's right, no?
Okay, that is also one good question. So to answer that, can I write like this? Just this enumerate number? Just this. Okay, so what I mean by this? This is creating an iterable object inside your memory. It is not returning to a string. And if you see what is the type of this enumerate function, this is type called enumerate. A specific type is there called enumerate. So this means this is not returning a list or something. This is returning a object which is an iterable object at this position in your memory. And every time you have to use enumerate, you have to run or you have to take use of a for loop to access the elements, or else you will get the result like this.
Okay.
Other than enumerate, normally when we use for loop, it will give that time also answers. That will be in tuple format, or that type of output. What type of output is this?
I didn't catch that question. So apart from this enumerate function, it will use another function. Is that what you're saying? And that time, if we use for this and this, so that depends on the output of the function that you are going to use here in the for loop. What is the number of outputs? Because the different functions have different outputs. Some functions are providing two outputs. Some functions are providing outputs in a tuple. Some functions are providing output in a list. So that depends on the output type.
Okay, sir, got it. Based on the need, it will be determined.
Correct. Okay, so I think we can stop here today, and we'll tomorrow is Thursday. Okay, so we have 2 days more, and
Ashish,
this, yeah.
Ashish, 1 second, Ashish. See, Ashish, like, see, we have like, I have 1 hour to drive to office. If you can plan your session from 9 to 10:45 the session, and like the last 15 minutes for the Q&A, I think that will be good.
Okay.
Because that works fine for me, because like, see, like I've already lost 20 minutes. So I'll be late 20 minutes to the office.
So in that case, shall we start a bit early?
I don't know. You have to take the maximum number of people who are in.
So like, I think all people are hearing you. So I don't have problem because I'm an early riser in the morning.
Same here.
Yeah, but the problem is like I have a shift between 5:30 to 3:30, so that my shift is like, when you're working in corporate, your shift will not be end at 3:30. Like I've slept at 5:30 and I woke up by 8:30. Now I'm listening, and then I need to go back and I have a lot of emails and documents to prepare, and then I need to come back here. Like when this class has started for the past 2 weeks, I'm just having a sleep around 3 to 4 hours.
But okay, but that is a good thing actually. You are going to get paid. You are going to get the prize for this thing.
Yeah.
But yeah, but again, okay. Let's do one thing then. 9 to, like, I'll try to finish this before 11. If not the session, the topics I won't proceed after 11. Okay, just the doubts and all. So those who want to leave, they can leave for the office, and you can take the generic questions. No risk, mate. Like, we'll try, because I have not also gone through this morning session. This is the first morning session I'm taking it. Okay, I used to take sessions on weekends only, but this few weeks, like there are a lot of sessions in the weekdays also. Okay, no risk. We'll try to finish before 11. I'll try to help you out. I know like all people are working, and I also felt the same. Okay. 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 So I will share this 3.3 till this file, and tomorrow we'll start then here. But it is like going a bit slow, guys, to be honest with you. But it's worth it, right? Going slow and making understand.
Exactly, Ashish. If you rush means we might miss the understanding of the concepts.
Yeah. So see the concepts which is later on the says, I think that is making sense. But this coding and function in Python, I personally think like we need to understand all the things, and a lot of things are there not there in your course schedule. But still, I thought to give you the context because these are really basic things. Because once you understand this, because to be honest with you, in lots of my projects, this enumerate is going to help me out because so many times you need the index number, and based on that index number, you have to replace some values. So you'll get to know once you progress. So these functions are actually very helpful, and you need to understand it. What is the output and all. So tomorrow from filter, because this also filter, map, reduce, is instance. So these are also very important functions you need to understand. So we'll start from this tomorrow. Okay. So you guys can, have a good day and go for your office. I also have some work. I'll also start. Fine then. Let me
Yeah.
check. Yeah.
Ashish, I have that I've gone through and code kata stuff, and then I've got a doubt there. So, if you
Yeah,
have a
sure.
time, would you
Yeah,
mind
sure,
helping?
sure. You can ask.
Yeah. So, can I share my screen to you?
Yeah.
Okay.
I'll stop sharing. Just give me 1 minute. Yeah.
Let me share it. Just a minute.
And
Yeah.
then those people who wants to leave for the office, they can go, please. This is just a discussion. Yeah. Please carry on.
Okay, Ashish, thank you so much.
Yeah, this is the stuff I was working on this problem, and to working on the problem, I'm getting a lot of problem.
Yeah, that will happen. That happens
Yeah.
always. Okay. What is a list? Okay, so map function you already started using, is it?
No,
You have covered
actually,
this.
like I've gone through some Google stuff, and then also on I think on 29th or something, we've gone through that code kata additional session and all those. They said that you need to use this map
Sir,
function for this like that.
excuse
But
me. Excuse
Yeah.
me. Can you please change the language dash
Excuse me,
in
sir.
Python?
Sorry to interrupt you. Please send me the link via chat, sir. Today's session.
I didn't get notes, right?
Notes. Yes,
Yeah. So
notes.
notes you will get in that Google Drive link. I'll upload in 2 minutes after the session. Are you getting like
So,
in that Google Drive
so,
link?
so actually, how to access that your Google Drive link?
No, that is not my Google Drive link. That is the Goovy's Google Drive link. You
yeah,
just click
actually,
that
if
link.
we go here, we can see that in the Zen portal itself, they have given it. If we
Oh,
just copy and paste it, I hope we can get it. Yeah,
oh,
on that day itself, I've gone through that. Just in here, Ashish was placing all those sessions named.
Yeah.
yeah.
So today's session also I'll place after the session within 2 minutes. So access this link and the folders. You'll get the files, the IPython notebooks you'll get.
Okay, sir. Thank you.
Okay, so you Niveta, right? You mailed me yesterday, right?
Yes. I
Okay.
didn't know that actually it is from Gooey's platform.
Okay. But I provided you the link yesterday, right?
Yeah, you mailed me.
Okay. So this is the same link that you're seeing in the Google's platform.
Okay, sir. Thank you.
Yeah. Yeah, please
Yeah,
go ahead.
yeah, I actually let me just take this. Like, I don't know that it'll work like this map function. Like, I don't think that
Mhm.
like why I'm getting this error, like that syntax
Oh,
error.
okay. Because in the right hand side you selected Bash language. You have to select Python. Yeah,
Wait, let me just get into this
Python
Python
3.
3. Yes. Okay, so if I run this, okay.
Okay, congratulations. You got something, right?
Yeah, okay.
What is that? 20 coins you guys
Yeah,
got?
20 coins I've earned.
And what is the use of this coin? Can you put it somewhere?
Yeah, we can get this run code.
Actually, we can get some like referral code, something, some points like from online something.
Yeah, like
yeah.
they have told
Actually,
for run codes we can get a credit like that, they said.
No, after that run codes are finished, we have to buy from that coins.
Yeah. That's
Oh, great, guys, great. So you have some buying and these things also.
So if
Yeah, like this,
for the better
this.
understanding, if we are confident with the code, we can go directly in GUIs. Otherwise, we can do it in collab and then implement it
Yeah.
GUI.
So get 25 run counts like that. So this run counts will be used for this.
Oh,
But we have,
redemption.
yeah, this kind of redemption, like in code kata, we can't submit each and every time, right? So if we want to like run it, we can hit on run code on that code kata platform itself. Like in here, hit on run command. Like I've hit on run command twice. It came to 97 now. So if I want to redeem it again, I can use it.
Yeah, I think you are not changing that type to Python 3. That's why you are
no,
doing.
that
Yeah,
every time when we go out,
yeah,
it just automatically
it'll be
changes
like
to
that.
bash.
So that's what, like on that day also, I think Muhammad or someone was taking, he said that okay, you can use collab, and then just paste the note over there, then it'll be fine, like he said.
Actually, Dinesh, the code which you ran for this input and output
Yeah.
second code, right?
Yeah.
You can make it even more simple for that.
Okay.
That we can use that map, but
Yeah.
you can make it even more simple. Actually, this input and output, we have to use a simple code.
Okay.
It's not like we shouldn't use map. It's like we can make it even more simple.
Yeah.
So
Can you
for
tell me how?
example, like just can I
Yeah.
spell it out?
Yeah.
You can just
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
A is equal to input.
Input.
Just
Okay.
remove that. And then in that bracket inside, just a empty bracket. Input.
Okay.
And then print A.
Okay. Right.
Yeah, print A. Yeah.
Okay.
In input below, right below.
Yeah.
Just print
A.
input in print A, and then no, here below that input output is there, right?
Wait. Okay. Yeah. Input print A.
No. Below. We have to give an input 2, 3, 4, 7, 6, 8.
Yeah.
Okay, so in the below the black screen.
Below the black screen. Sorry.
Okay. So
This
here.
input. Yeah.
Okay.
Type that like
Somehow
sample
like
input.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6.
No, their sample input 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8.
Okay, so you want me to give the same? Okay then.
Yeah. Yes.
Okay.
And execute it same.
Okay. So output is the same. Okay.
Go to the output. Okay, output is
Yeah.
2, 3, 4.
2, 3, 4, 5. So yeah, what I've done is like I also use the same, but in here I didn't go through this input tab, like why I'm receiving this error, why I'm receiving this error. I was looking.
We should give that input. Even I tried.
Yeah,
when
maybe
I lost
that's the issue.
some that run count from 100 to I lost some 6 to 4.
Okay, so yeah, I didn't see that. Okay, we need to use the give the input here, so we better use this collab thing so that we'll not collapse. I think.
Correct. So better
Yeah.
you write here and make sure the code is working
Yeah.
properly.
Sure.
Then you can write. Okay, but
Sure,
this map
Ashish.
function and all, it is not covered. It should be covered in today, but okay, no worries.
Yeah.
Tomorrow we'll cover.
Okay, Ashish.
Sir, one more question, sir. Like the notes that you have shared, can I share my screen?
Yeah. Okay. Sure. You please stop share.
Yeah. I'll do. And thank you, Ashish. Like being calm and helping me out.
My pleasure, guys.
So like I've just clicked on the link that you have shared today as the note that you have shared today. Like what if I want to access the previous day's notes and all?
Okay, first of all, you go back one step.
All you need to click is like click on that session 330 May, right? Just click on that.
This
Yes.
one? Okay.
Yeah.
Huh.
Selecting.
So what is happening now? It is automatically opening
So,
in Google Drive.
Yeah.
yes, it will open. But like, if I want to save this, I need to just bookmark it and save. Or like, is there any way like I have all the notes in one place?
Like if you go through that link which in that Zen portal then it will be easy so that you can access it directly. So go to Zen class and click on that first day of class, then you can easily able to find it. That
Go to
Yeah,
Zen class
that is
tab.
fine.
Zen class and click on that first day's class first. Yeah, in that pre-read file shared by mentor, just click, just open this, and then you can find all the collections what Ashish was sharing.
Okay, so like if I click and open this, but if I want
No,
to have it in one place, like for me, my reference instead of going to Zen every time and clicking on this.
You can download it.
yeah, you can
Oh,
download, or
okay.
else you can have this link in somewhere like in Notepad or WordPad, so
Oh,
that you
okay,
can
okay.
just paste it
Yeah,
and
yeah.
open it over
See,
there.
see, I'll tell you. Okay, I'll tell you, Diksha, right? So, Diksha, copy that link, whole link, right now. Yeah, copy
Yeah, or
that.
else you can put it as a favorite.
So
Yeah,
that's
I
what
was
I'm going
doing
to
that
do.
only. Like
Yeah,
for
Okay,
all
so
just
the
put it
days
as
just
I was
copy
favorite.
trying to
that.
do that.
Yes, and paste it in a browser and make that your bookmark or favorite page.
There'll be so
Okay.
many bookmarks right there.
Okay.
Already I have so many.
So this one you need, right? You need to go through the documents and read, right? So this is important for you. Now here the date wise is there. Suppose yesterday's class, today's I have not uploaded yet. In 2 minutes I will do after the session. Click on that 30th May folder. Okay, now these are the IPython. Double click on it. Now you got the files, IPython notebook, right? And the right hand side, the 3 dots are there with respect to each file. There you can download it, okay? And it will be saved in your system.
Okay, sir. Yeah, got it.
Okay, so and if you want to open this in your Jupyter notebook and Google Colab, you can upload this downloaded file anytime.
Okay, sir. Yeah. Okay, sir. Got it. So then one more question, like this one, I've tried this one in Google Colab of getting the output. When I am trying to, execute here, I'm getting error.
What is this? John Cena. Joel was a sentence. His task is to delete the 2 words that comes together. Okay. And phrase the sentence so that the words in the input sentence have distinct words. Okay.
So here there are duplicates, right? So John is repeated twice, Sena is repeated twice. So I have to not print those, instead of like whatever is not repeated, only that words in that particular string has to be printed out as the output.
Okay, so those what is repeated, we need to completely remove that, right?
Yes. So I'll try to show that in the collab what I
Collab. Show me the code in the collab. Not new. You have already saved it somewhere, right?
Oh yeah, yes.
Because every time you create a new, this is creating a Python IPython notebook in your personal Google Drive.
Oh, okay.
Space is getting
I
occupied.
can open
open that where you already executed this. Okay, so for this kind of issue, first you need to think in your mind before going to do the code.
Yes, sir.
Yeah. So, okay. What is the logic you write for? Okay, input dot split. So input dot split will create a list of words, right?
Yes.
Based on the spaces. Now no duplicates. No
I've
duplicates.
just created an empty list now.
Empty list. Then length equal to 0. Flag true is not, you are not writing.
Yeah.
So for I in S, what is S? Okay, S is the input.
This is the input.
I in S, if S dot count I equal to and then no duplicate dot append I, that means if it is count 1 unique value you are appending. If length of no duplicates equal to 0, print -1, that means there is no such unique values present. Else print no duplicate. So this Star and double star, I have not, this is the keyword argument and all. When you are going through this, you are going to understand. So print star no duplicates.
Star is just the what do you say, unpacking operator. Like in that code kata session, they have told us about this one.
Unpacking operator.
Unpacking operator. So
when
I'm
you do
getting the
this,
output.
here you are getting the output.
So
And
another in the
okay.
Uh,
Wait a minute, it will connect to the server, then
okay,
it will
okay.
run. Okay. No.
So I was getting the only the unique
Output.
values. So
Okay.
they have also asked like if there are no words to be printed in the list. So there are only duplicates. So there are no unique values. That time you have to print -1.
Yeah, that also you handled, right? You can check
Ah.
there. You can check there by changing the input. Give the input as without
So in-
IAM. Just
Yeah,
without
they
IAM.
give we love and we love. One more example, the test case that
Okay.
they have given.
Okay. So here we and we are coming, is it? See, we and we are not same actually. You have to make sure we
Okay.
W is in uppercase. Yeah. So WV we now this, I think this will be a -1.
What if I give capital V here? So okay, that's why it is
Capital
showing.
means
Okay,
capital means
different.
that the word is not the word is not repetitive, right? It is making it unique.
Okay, so here if you see the first test case is passed, the second one they are giving we love. So I think
Because you have given the W in caps.
that's it. But the expected is wrong, right? It should be we and we, not we love, right? Here the test case seems to be wrong then.
Expected outcome is we love. Okay, so here if you see here, task is to delete the two words that comes together and print the sentence so that the words in the output sentence have distinct words compared to their adjacent words. Are you getting what this means, please? Delete the two words that comes together and
No, here if you see John and John are not together, right? They're not adjacent, but they have not printed John and John.
Okay, you are also correct. So the words in the output sentence have distinct words compared to their adjacent words. Output should be distinct words compared to the adjacent words. So here they are saying like the expected output should be we love and we love, and but the thing is it is not adjacent, right? Here John Cena and Cena John are adjacent. Are you getting here what is happening? John Cena and Cena John, these two words are adjacent, right? That's why it is getting removed. So you have to write a logic there in your code to check the next adjacent word, whether that is different or not. Are you getting what I'm saying here?
No.
So if you see here John Cena and Cena John, right? John Cena and Cena John, these two words John Cena and Cena John, these two words are adjacent, right?
Okay, but they're not duplicates, right? So it should be John Cena again.
Yeah, so nice question actually. This is a good question. So okay, let's do it. Let's do one thing. Let's take a time. Can you ping this question in the chat once?
Yeah,
or
sure.
how can I get this question?
Okay,
So
I'll
that
just
I
try to
can get
copy
into
this one. Okay,
Code
but if
kata,
you
and
have
I think
access
this is
to
the
code
15th
kata
question, I
and
think.
no, I think for everybody it will not be the 15th question. It varies the numbering
Okay.
of questions. But
Yeah,
anyways, I'll try to
because
ping you on the chat.
I need to just fresh my mind now because my mind is not
And
working
I
properly.
agree.
Okay.
I agree.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
I will just
Yeah, all are, yeah.
copy paste this thing in the chat. I will tomorrow I will let you know. I got the thing because there is some logic they are telling us because this is not so simple how it looks like.
Yeah.
Yeah.
There
Okay.
is
And
some
also,
logic.
like, we all are, learning all the stuffs. And when we were looking at back, like, everything was looks like vanished. Like, I'm doing okay. Let's look at the class ones, and then we need to wrote ones. Then only I can remember like that. I'm doing.
No, it
That
is the same
happens.
with everybody. Even for me, it is difficult.
Yeah, like, God, handling this work, class, God.
That happens, like, but yeah, you will get the price actually, whatever hard work you guys are doing. That is for sure. I personally felt the same because this field is in high demand, and if you are like, we all are struggling, giving our best to learn because this is
Yeah, I'm just started to self-doubt me that okay, am I correct for this field or not? Like, have you take this decision in haste like that? I'm thinking, but sometimes I'm feeling like okay, fine, you can able to do it like that. I'm demotivating myself and I'm motivating at the same time. So, like, do you have any advice, Ashish, like how we can cope up all these things and how we can
uh,
learn?
so many, like in a so many way. First of all, your determination is the important factor here. When
Mm-hmm.
I started 2 years back, I used to woke up at 4 a.m. in the morning. Then
Mm-hmm.
I learned these things on my own for 3 to 4 hours. Then I again log in for the office. Then I set for 7 hours. Okay. Then at night, if any assignment and all I'll do, then eat and I continued that for 6 to 7 months.
Okay.
Okay, so that is something like the determination you have because the field is so demanding. Once you
Mm-hmm.
have proper knowledge, then you're going to be okay. Like you continue like this for 5 to 6 months, to be
Okay.
honest with you. And
Mm-hmm.
after 5 to 6 months, everything will change. That is for sure.
Okay.
Just 5 to 6 months and try to get focused to this because this is
Okay.
a very dynamic field and so many opportunities are there, so many, like not in India, not in any country, all over the world, France, Germany, everywhere people are studying and doing this stuff.
Okay.
So we are heading towards the future, guys, so let's see what will happen.
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay.
Sure,
Okay
Ashish.
then.
Thank you.
Thank you
Thank
so
you
much,
so
sir.
much, guys. Yeah, see you
Yeah,
tomorrow.
thank you guys. Thank you. Like, I
Thank
forgot
you.
who helped me, and thanks for helping me to write the code.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, thank you.
Bye.